Ugh. How are they gonna fix this one? Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Xavier and today we're gonna be watching the final episode of season 3 of Bridgerton. It's episode 8. Okay, so this episode is titled Into the Light. We're gonna find out the resolutions to I wonder, I don't think Kate and Anthony will be in this episode. We'll see. Penelope doesn't want to give up Lady Whistledown. The Queen thinks she's figured out that one of the Bridgertons is Lady Whistledown. The Featherington housing thing, estate, that's gonna be, I think that's be resolved. So one or both of the sisters will be given birth. So we will see how that translates to their estate. If one of them is a male heir, we'll see Francesca and Lord Kilmartin. If we'll see if that goes anywhere. We'll see about Marcus and Violet, and also Benedict and Lady Arnold and Paul. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Cressida is snooping around. Yeah, so we will see how those situations resolve themselves. Into the light. So, with a rival threatening to divulge her secret for money, Penelope chooses the best path forward as her relationships and livelihood hang in the balance. Alright, so we get a resolution to Penelope as Lady Whistledown. Will there be Lady Whistledown in season 4? So will the show go a new direction, or will Lady Whistledown continue? We shall see. And let's get into it. Okay, so they haven't resolved anything yet?
I am off to Bridgerton House for breakfast.
But my mother is coming.
I'll give you and your mother some privacy.
No, you do not have to leave.
I wish to.
Mum, you have a visitor in the drawing room.
Serve her tea. I'm not yet ready.
Hey, she got a promotion. Love that for her.
Good morning, Mama. Cressida.
I'm simply paying a visit to the esteemed Lady Whistledown. I know your secret.
You're leaving town?
Yes, but not to my Aunt Joanna's house. You see, you are going to pay me double the Queen's reward.
$50 million? And who you think you kidnapped, Chelsea Clinton?
No one would believe you, Cressida. Your reputation cannot be any lower at present.
Miss Cowper. Lady Featherington. Penelope and I were just discussing whether or not I am to be believed. And then ask yourself, how it took you this long to realize she is the true Lady Whistledown. Do enjoy your morning, ladies.
Oh, wow. Boss. Cold. Wow.
Tell me it is not true.
For once, Cressida does not lie.
Now I realise what a fool I have been.
Mama.
All the terrible things you've written about your sisters, about me, about yourself. My own blood has been sowing the seeds of our ruin all along. How could you, Penelope?
Her Majesty has been quite forthcoming with accusations of late.
I was wondering how we would come around to that. Bridgertons are such favourites of yours. But no, it was no accusation. It is the truth.
Will you command her to stop writing? Lock her in a dungeon?
Do you in fact know who Whistledown is? Is that why you are trying to protect the Bridgertons?
Trying to beat you at your own game? Perhaps she's merely trying to stay in the game. as a vulnerable player. A feeling, perhaps, you can relate to.
Perhaps a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
But then the game would be over early. And what fun is there in that?
That is a good point. The Queen loves the battle.
Because Philippa and I are going to host a ball.
And we can have bugs!
And should we discuss a budget?
Of course. It should be very, very large.
Yeah, they can't afford a large ball, no.
Out like any other family, having ice cream and planning a wedding. And I assume your Oxfordshire estate cannot be more than a day's ride away.
Residence at John's primary estate.
In Scotland.
The distance creates a true sense of peace.
I cannot wait for the quiet.
She is not a fan of that. But I get it, because that's like, in that time, it's like a long time, a long way away. Oh my gosh.
You know you will eventually resolve things with...
Penelope, what are you doing here? I was not expecting to see you till later this afternoon.
She knows, Colin, you don't have to hide your ire. She knows everything as well.
Wonderful.
And I will not stand for anyone blackmailing my wife.
Well, that is certainly a relief to hear.
No, that is kind, Colin, but I can pay her.
You have made that higher sum.
Slightly more, if we're being honest. Please, would you just let...
I will not cower to Miss Cowper. I will call upon her tomorrow. Bring her to see this course of action is ruinous for everyone involved. It is the only way forward.
Pen's gonna do her own thing, isn't she? I think she is. Oh, this little trio doing their thing.
I take it your mother does not know about your blackmailing my wife?
I no longer trust anyone but myself.
I have known what it's like to be truly alone when I'm off on my travels.
Poor Mr. Bridgerton, travelling the continent, seeing the great sights of the world, as only a man can do.
It is a privilege to travel.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Bridgerton, I'm confused. It seems you've come for me to pay you sympathy, but I'm the one who is meant to be paid. You do not sound as if you hate Whistledown. You sound as if you are jealous of her.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
interesting.
There is Whistledown,
Okay, Penelope is kind of observant.
who has experienced a kind of loneliness surely neither of us can fathom. And surely your father will welcome you back to London when all this passes. A family's love is enduring.
Probably not her family, she's thinking.
That is the difference between you and me. You take for granted that you will always have your family's support. We are not the same, Mr. Bridgerton.
Yeah.
You have until the Dankworth Finch ball to pay me, or the following morning. I will tell everyone. In fact, reflecting upon the lack of support I shall have in the future, perhaps I am not asking for enough from you.
Because you both married untitled misters, while Penelope married a very wealthy Bridgerton, who is sure to take care of you in your old age.
At least my sisters will be content when my actions lead to destruction.
Perhaps we might aim a little higher with our positive thinking.
Did you truly like her, or did you befriend her simply to punish me?
I'm not so petty. I genuinely enjoyed her at the start. Perhaps the very initial befriending was tinged with just the tiniest bit of petty.
Oh yeah, absolutely it was. I have zero doubt of that.
I'm afraid I have failed. And she wants double now.
£20,000.
She requires you use your column to restore her reputation.
What,
I must apologise, sir. It seems I have made everything worse.
I'm so very grateful for all your counsel.
Ugh. Oh, are they gonna fix this one? Is that all Benedict's gonna be doing?
At first, it was quite harsh on the palate, but with time, it grows on one.
It's still hard.
You will have my support in Francesca's absence, and also my brother's, if you wish it.
We do not have to discuss that. And if you were to give your blessing.
Oh, it is certainly not my place to give or withhold a blessing on the matter. You may do as you wish.
But it would still be nice to have it.
After all, it is not as though I asked your permission.
Suddenly going down rather smoothly.
You know.
I know my father was a good man.
Oh, they're gonna address it.
And that you have been a very good friend. And that is all I need to know.
And my brother is a good man, and you are a good friend. That is all I need to know as well. But if he sours things between the two of you, I will pick you over him.
There is nary a man alive with such power.
Oh. And the crowd. Ah. Nice. Oh, that's so good. It's so good. So good.
I only need a blanket for the settee.
Oh, he's gonna resist. Okay. No lovemaking until the end. Alright. I see how this is gonna play out. I see it. What's the reading of the letters gonna lead to?
Regrettably, no. I have not come on happy business. Though some have told me they do find release from deception a comforting feeling. Not the evidence I sought, no, but all the evidence I shall need.
Okay.
I thought it quite curious that you came into such a fortune just as Jack Featherington ran away with yours. From what I hear, she was in a perpetual state of poverty.
Who's to say she was not a great saver, living frugally so that others might one day benefit?
Her creditors.
Oh.
And I believe the Crown will agree that the Featherington title should be transferred to a more scrupulous family.
Is it true?
Yes, it's true.
Is your money the money cousin Jack took from the Ton?
It's not as if any of them needed that money the way we did.
You stole from them!
You humiliated. What you and I have done is not different.
What you have done is a crime!
Who were you protecting with your column?
Myself!
Oh, from whom?
You?
I see.
Yeah.
How was I to raise daughters when all my life I was taught that all power comes from a man? It is a great regret of mine that I've overlooked you for so long. You and I both, we have done the best we can with the opportunities that society has afforded us.
She's right, kinda.
What will Lady Whistledown write about our disgrace when I am exposed?
She will write whatever I like her to. Perhaps we are more alike than I care to admit.
If we survive this round, we must do better.
You better. You'd hope.
But you have spent so much time away from us already, in Bath with your aunt, or on your own when you are home. Now I fear I may be losing you for good.
Mama, it is the opposite.
How is it the opposite?
It is my great hope that the silence and beauty of Scotland will allow me to know myself better, so that you can all know me better as well.
But you have shown me that there is another way, that there is beauty in the slow approach.
May you now live together in holy matrimony until your dying breath.
Oh, yay! Riveting.
She looks happy. If that's the case, who are we to judge? He looks like a fine fellow, who is very lucky that Anthony has already left him.
Now that I am wed, Mother's attention may turn to you again, unless she is distracted.
Greet Mrs. Mondrich.
That little thing between Benedict and
It was a
Penelope. Not Penelope. Oops, Eloise.
Save a dance with me at the next ball.
That would be most adequate.
Good. Very good. I thank you. All of you. From the bottom of my heart.
Nice speech, nice speech.
Hyacinth's been crying this entire time.
One day you too will have a heart. I believe the last time I nearly moved you to tears was when I first started playing.
She was not the only one. I wept in my room from the hideous chord combination.
Bravo. Bravo.
That's cute.
It is not what you do for me that makes me love you. It is your kindness, your empathy, how much you care. Just being you is enough. Colin, I do not need you to save me. I just need you to stand by me.
There will always be something between us.
I know. Perhaps that is the key.
What are you saying?
Yeah, what are you saying?
A letter for you, Your Majesty.
I have received a letter from your wife.
We had better sit.
What did she tell the Queen as well as Violet?
It is no wonder she's turned out the way she has. The house is far too warm.
You're right, sister. It is my wife's doing.
Too warm? That place?
Terrible woman she is.
I'm not going anywhere with her.
You have no choice, Cressida.
Should we invite someone else to join us then?
What, she's not enough for you?
As much as I've enjoyed the three of us together,
You want
I was hoping
sometimes.
it could just be the two of us.
Yeah, I figured. She's getting jealous.
Very much, but my relationship with Paul is friendly, and I am finding that
She's getting jealous.
I am beginning to care for you, Benedict. I'm beginning to wonder what if we did allow things to grow more serious between us.
Tilly, you were extraordinary.
But there's a but coming. Yeah, there's a but.
I'm not certain that serious is what I want. You've opened my world, and I'm not ready to close it again just now.
Introduced him a vibe he can't maintain. Damn.
It felt good for once to want to commit to someone. Thank you for reminding me that is possible.
I've spent nearly all of my life in either Mayfair or at Aubrey Hall.
You what?
I'm going to attempt to make change in the world. Certainly I shall need to see some of it first.
I thought you were more interested in fitting in this year.
I think I'm properly done with all
Yeah,
that.
fitting in is not her style.
Yes,
Is she gonna want to travel or something?
It feels right now that the next thing I might learn may change me entirely.
I agree profoundly with everything you have said, as I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
We should not let so long pass again between us.
Before
We
you're-
meet on these
yeah.
swings to be entirely confused together.
These moments between them are nice. Yeah, love it.
We got this.
Philippa! Mama! Thank you!
What is the meaning of this?
Well, it must have been you. Who paid for all of this? My ma told me she wished for you to have the greatest ball Mayfair has ever seen.
Hey, 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 hey.
It is not your invitation that brings me here. Cease playing. I received a letter earlier this week from Lady Whistledown to plead her case publicly before I pass my judgment. So I turn the floor over now to the scribe herself. Not him. Her.
Okay, this is an interesting
Hello.
plan.
All.
Oof.
Or should I say, dearest gentle readers, in the beginning, I never thought anyone would take my writing seriously. No one has ever taken any part of me seriously. I only realise now how common that feeling must be, to be a young lady to whom no one listens. And for anyone in this room who has ever had a taste of that, they should know it can be intoxicating. I was careless with that power. It was easy to cast aspersions from the shadows where I could not be found. All of us talk. We gossip. Gossip is information. It forges bonds. If she affords me the chance to continue, I mean to aim my quill more responsibly. That is my repentance.
She seems humbled, but we will be watching that she remains so. What is life without a little gossip?
Okay. Wow, that worked. Well, at least to the queen anyway.
Now, Varley! The bugs!
Okay. Who would think? Philippa would. That was brilliant thinking of her.
I didn't know there were going to be butterflies.
Like I said, bugs.
You are a genius.
I know.
Varley. I love Varley has just grown on me throughout the seasons. Man, I tell you.
Her Majesty was close when she assumed Whistledown was a Bridgerton protecting their own, but I know the family well enough to know it was not one of them. There is only one person who loves the Bridgertons more than I.
You knew it was me.
I suspect it.
She is clever after all.
I look forward to your next edition. Hmm?
With her acceptance, we can now tell that solicitor your money came from my writing. You'll have no recourse. Time for us to do better.
Ah, okay. This is 4D level chess. Wow, okay. Smart.
Thank you for your letter. I do not believe I've seen my mother so quickly shocked. But the other day, I went back and read all of the letters you have sent me. Your letters have always been the ones I'm most eager to read. And I realised you are her. You have always had one voice.
Okay.
There is no separating you from...
That's how the letters come back into play.
Because forgive me, but that was bloody brilliant.
You can see the growth in Penelope. It's amazing.
I think in truth, I
Was jealous? A little?
have been envious of you.
Cressida was right.
Now I simply cannot believe that a woman with such bravery loves me. How lucky I am to stand by your side and soak up even a little bit of your light.
Oh, the butterflies and the... Oh, yeah. It's nice. Loved it. I'm sure those are CGI butterflies though, obviously. But whatever.
I'm positively elated because I've come up with a rather brilliant idea.
What's that?
Let me accompany you to Scotland. Mama will love the idea of me keeping an eye on you, but in truth, I simply wish to live for a little while outside our tiny bubble. I promise you I will give you your space. What do you think?
It sounds like...
As long as you stay in your wing of the car. Eloise has asked to accompany us.
If that does not burden you, my lord.
Well, not at all. It gives me great pleasure to introduce.
Michaela Sterling. And you, Miss B?
Oh, she's hot.
I am... Well, I'm Francesca Bridgerton. Kilmartin. Kilmartin is my name now.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I find myself suddenly at a loss for words. My reticence is not...
Okay, so multiple Bridgertons are queer. All right, Francesca and Benedict. Okay.
All those who feel they have been wronged by this humble writer, my sincere apologies.
I will miss you.
Only until next year. Do you think Mama would ever let me miss her masquerade ball?
I suppose not.
That I write this final, unbelievably short sentence as Lady Whistledown. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You're very
Oh, there's more.
You are.
Yes, Queen, you're so handsome.
Oh, they're all at the babies. Okay.
And the heir, no less.
Then you look.
I was right.
It is better than I expected.
Are you old enough to read that?
I should like to formally introduce myself.
And hopefully, dear reader, you will stay on to enjoy them with me as we begin this next part of our journey. Yours truly, Penelope Bridgerton.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So that was season 3 of Bridgerton. I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna compare seasons right now. I might add a little addendum or might not later when I'm editing about all that. 'Cause it's right after the reaction. I can't be doing that comparison thing right now. So and there's like 2 years until season 4, something like that. What? Yeah. Anyway, that's what. Whatever. Right. So season 3. So wait. Let me instead of talking about the whole season now, let me first go through this episode. What happened in this episode? So Francesca and John, they married. Cressida, she got sent off to Wales. Penelope revealed her identity as Lady Whistledown. Okay, what else? Eloise has a new lease on life. Anthony and Kate, they weren't in this season a lot. Maybe that was like scheduling conflicts, or they just needed to take away the focus from them onto Penelope and Colin. I don't know if that's what maybe they're thinking, like, because we're now introducing Francesca into this thing, we need some space to tell her story. So we're just gonna ease out Anthony and Kate, and so to give more time for Francesca's story to be relevant, to give it breathing room, to give it some space for us to actually get a feel of her, of Francesca, because the previous actress, she was only in there in like fits and spurts. But like in total, like 5 episodes in out of the 2 seasons or something like that. And then maybe like total like 10 minutes appearance time. Or to those, like whatever, so. Because it was mostly Hyacinth and Gregory as the younger children who were always present. Francesca was just always not there. So that's something to. So we had to give the space to Anthony and Kate. They weren't telling this a lot. And I understand. So we will see next season is supposed to be Benedict's. And so I wonder how they'll play that. The Cressida and the Featherington matter with the estate that got resolved because they're no lying to say it. They'll do a lie within a lie to say that it's actually Penelope's money from Lady Whistledown is actually the source of the funds, and so that's why they lie, because they're protecting Penelope as Lady Whistledown. And also, Penelope got some mercy from the Queen. She's now in the Queen's good favor a little bit, and so this whole thing from Mr. Dundas wouldn't really go far. So I'm just like, back with that. Excuse me. Yeah. So this was mainly and also the last big thing here was Benedict. So his thing with Paul and Tilly, that was growing and growing. They were just having all this fun, but eventually Tilly started growing feelings. She just didn't want to share him. But Benedict isn't in his serious phase right now, and so the FWB, the Friends with Benefits, that could be no more for them, and so that had to end. But it was good for Benedict that he got to explore himself a bit, and with Anthony leaving so often, it gave Benedict some sense of purpose with being the head of the household. And so, even though he's still mostly without purpose for him, he was entrusted with more duties, and so that was good for him with all the responsibility, and he liked having all the responsibility. So much so that it freed up Anthony. This is for not for the purposes of the story. They just did it because they wanted other characters and maybe some scheduling thing. Maybe it gave Jonathan and Simone more latitude, more to do other projects, but still being on Bridgerton and stuff like that. So who's to say? But yeah, so it gave Benedict a chance to grow and the feel of worth, and having worth, self-worth and self-purpose and self-esteem and self-confidence is always good within reason, but most times it's a good thing. And so Benedict needed that. He needed some purpose, some drive, some not ambition, some just something. He's a second son, but then so he just needs something to fulfill it, because he's still hiding from the eligible bachelorettes and hungry mamas, as Lady Denver would say. But so that was nice for him. Right. Oh, right. So now let me just do character by character for this season. I'll save Penn and Billy and Colin last. So let me start with Cressida. Let me do Cressida now. Cressida, we got to know her a lot more in this season, and she had some good parts and some bad parts. Like we got to see her as a complex person. She had growth, and that's always good. And so I love that for her. And we realize why she is the way she is. It's because of how she was raised, and she fought against that a lot. And so her friendship with Eloise was good and everything, but her family is not supportive, so she was just in a rock and a hard place. And so Lord Devlin, he was no more in part 2. He went on this journey, and so she couldn't make a match there. And it's rough. It's a rough life for someone who's been in the market for 3 years, and like her mother thought she was everyone for herself. So she couldn't really go against that programs because she found herself in a tough spot. She took the risk of presenting herself as Lady Whistledown to try and win the reward. and she didn't really think it through. And also, she wanted the freedom to not be married, and she was just in a bind, and she took just a massive miscalculation, and it backfired on her because now she's off to Wales, and her reputation is in ruins, and her marriage prospects and her prospects of leaving her family behind are rock bottom right now, rock bottom. And so, I don't know. Part of me wonders, if she's back for season 4, if they'll be able to do like a building on her, maybe like a building up of back of the relationship with Eloise. Maybe she grows and she gets married and she frees herself from her family. I don't know. I hope that for her, and that she just gets better role models and people around her, so that she's shown that she has potential for positive. So hopefully that is fostered and engendered, and she's able to thrive. Alicent and Gregory, we got to see them a bit more in this season. This presents a little moments of lightness and all that. So I like that from those two actors. Love it. Violet, Marcus, and Agatha. We got to see more growth. We addressed the Violet's father and Agatha, them doing the whole thing, and so finally addressed that. And Lady Danbury, she got some resolution with her brother, and Violet now has a match. Her garden will be watered and flowered, and I love that for her. I'm assuming she's gonna get married in the in between seasons. So yeah, good for her. Old but not cool, She still have it. It's still a bubble, Love that for her. So that's good. And you know, Vala is really a good mother. She's not perfect. No one's perfect, but she's really good. She's very observant, very caring, very wants the best for her children, and she will sometimes meddle a lot, but she also pull back if she sees that's not working, and she's adaptable, and I love that for her. And Agatha, you could see the friendship between her and the Queen, and you can see how they bounce off each other and how good they are for each other. So nice. And Marcus, good addition to the cast. Well done. Nice. Francesca and John. So good romance between them. Not the best, but you can tell that it's not like love. They love each other, but it's not right. Really in love. It's kind of like a love where on a day for like a 2 or 3 years or something, and then they mash up again. So it's not like a long lasting type of love them have. But I like their story. I like the introduction of Francesca, the actress, and everything. Well done. No notes there. Solid. But apparently she's also queer too. Okay. Good for her. But also bad for her because she's married to a man and she cannot cheat on him with his family. So, yikes. That's not good. Eloise, we saw her growth with, she was able to befriend Cressida, and she found out more about herself, and she found out that she wants to do more, and so she's gonna be traveling. She's traveling to Scotland. She's only been with Mayfair or the family estate, and so it's good for her that she's gonna grow. Um, we will see a different Eloise next season. I don't know, but yeah. She tried to fit in more this season, but it wasn't working for her. But she did. Um, she was able to fit in a little, but it wasn't for her, and so we will see how this impacts for her. And so next, the Featheringtons. I like that we saw a better relationship at the end between Penelope and her sisters and her mother. Varley grew on me. I like Varley, and we had the introduction of Ray as her lady in waiting or whatever them call. She got little less focus in the second half of the season as she was in the first. But it's a minor character, so I don't know. But I saw her more in the first half, so then when I'm going through, and then she's now the Varley role for Penelope's house. So yeah, and it was nice to see that they're not the best. Trust me, they're still not the best, but there's growth, and so I like that there's a better relationship there. And like I said, Penelope would have the boy, and so her son is gonna be the heir to the Featherington estate. But yeah, what I will say is that I get Portia. I got in previous seasons she was just there as a antagonist, but this season we saw more layers to her. Now I noticed it previously because she is strong and everything. She is kind of like Penelope in some ways. Some Penelope's stick to itiveness and um, cleverness and all of that comes from Portia, but Portia, because of how she was in society, she wasn't able to do anything with this because everything was through Lord Featherington. But Penelope forged her own path, and so she was able to, and she was in reading all these things, and so she was able to write and use her cleverness. And yeah, good for her. And we see the deepening bond between Penelope and Portia, and it's all because they were more honest with each other. There was more honesty in the second half of this season. And with more honesty, there was better communication, and they admitted truth to each other. They were able to speak on a level because Penelope was no longer beholden to her. Penelope is now married. She was betrothed, and so they were just able to speak differently, and I love that because we see a better familial bond there. And I liked Mr. Lancourt and Mr. Finch, just super golden, just comedic actors acting for them. Love it. And then there's little moments in the background. And oh, I'm afraid of your mother, and I was like, and then when Prudence and Philippa were saying, "Oh, we want the biggest ball and everything," and they're like, "Oh my God, we can't afford that," Yeah, so that was nice. The Mundridges, sorry, I said Finches. The Mundridges, uh, yeah, good. They dispensed of the plot for them in the bar in the second half of the season, and then they threw a nice ball, and they're now an accepted part of the ton. So good for them. I don't have a lot to say for them. No, I just enjoy them as side characters, and we just got a little more to learn, a little bit more to learn about their society through the Mundridges. Yeah, and we see their bond with the Bridgertons and stuff because of the Duke, and so between the Duke and Anthony, and then the Mondriges and all that intertwined. Yeah, yeah, and so we end with Penelope and Colin. Is there anyone else I'm missing out? They got it on this season. There was chemistry to me. It wasn't as potent, however, as Anthony and Kate, but I put it on a par with Simon and Daphne. But I think Anthony and Kate throw better chemistry and everything. But maybe it's just their toxicity because they're like enemies to lovers or something like that. So maybe that allows more for that, because a lot of the it was kind of tricky because a lot of the work for Colin and Penelope was in previous seasons, so they, in order to show their bond this season, it was kind of I don't know. They could have done better, I think. Or the scenes when they're together and they're loving on each other and everything, the sex scenes and all that. Good job. I don't know. Maybe they could have felt I don't know when was it written? No, it was episode 6. Was it? I think. I don't remember. But yeah. So. Was it within the last episode? One of the two. No, as in last episode, as in episode 7. I don't remember. But yeah. So. Maybe they could have. They did show that they were sexually attracted to each other, but maybe there could have been more yearning between them. But then they ended episode 5 with episode 5. Yeah, I think it was episode 5, the first one back, with Colin figuring out. No. It was not that. It was episode 6. Yeah, because episode 6. That was when when Colin figured out Penelope's Lady Wisdom. So the wedding was episode 7. But yeah, so in episode 5 that ended with Penelope fainting, right? So they couldn't really have done more in episode 6. If it was like another 2 episodes, they might have been able to do more, because this at this show, Colin loving, he always cared for Penelope, but it's just the turn from romantic to from platonic to romantic. I could see it. So, and it culminated in the carriage scene. So yeah, but then in this part of the season, I could tell that they cared for each other, that they loved each other, and also they did well with the passionate scenes and everything, the kissing and the sex scenes and all that. But I don't know, it could have been done. But I don't know what it was missing. I don't know what was missing. It's not that I don't believe that they were really loved each other or anything like that. It's like nothing on the actors. I don't know. It just maybe some story element or the direction, or maybe they needed to do more hand holding or lingering looks or whatever. I don't know. But it's not to say it was bad or anything. Because it was good. I believed it. They sold it to me and I bought it. So that's not the problem. It was like a 7 out of 10. It's like, but I feel like it could have been an 8.5 or something like that, you know? Just a little bit off. But overall, good job. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to season 4, but apparently that's not for a while. But yeah, overall, good season. I liked it. As you they, they didn't need to split. They didn't need to split the seasons this season. But I see how the first part was different because that was about the building up of Colin and Penelope to romance, to from platonic to romance, and the second half was about enduring the love through Colin finding out her secrets, and then eventually the whole world or the whole town find out who the secret is. So that was a good move on their part. I want to see how exactly when find at the end here, but I figure it's gonna maybe there's gonna be some blowback or something next season. Who knows? But yeah, so this second half of the season about the love enduring with them finding out truths about each other, and also them finding out that they are worth, and Colin was jealous of her, and then Penelope had this power, and then she let it go and all that, then the growth and everything, and Eloise and Penelope repairing their bond, which was nice at the end. I expected it to happen, and I'm just glad it happened. Yeah, so I don't know what to say. Those are my thoughts right now. If I have anything else to say, I'll add it in somewhere, but if not, then I feel I've said enough. Yeah. So, those are my thoughts. Goodbye.